What's up, guys?
What's
Yo,
going on?
Steve, how's that new desk, man? Did you get it put together?
I did. It definitely would not have been ready in time for last night's stream. That's for sure. That took me way longer than I was anticipating.
You're using it now?
Yeah.
Is it like what kind of desk is it?
When I was trying to go through like a number of different options, but I found a standing desk I felt like was a good fit. So I just took me probably like a couple hours, knocked it out, and then here we are. I feel way more like more professional now.
Dude, I love the stand. I thought I was gonna use the standing desk more than I actually do.
I'm excited to mess around with it.
Yeah. What's up
That's
with you,
fine.
dude? What's going on with you, man?
Me? Nothing. Just like I said, I was rushing trying to finish a video, filming. I haven't even edited it and stuff, but I wanted to get it done before we filmed or before we did the live because that'll take me forever. So that's what I'm doing. I was just running around like crazy.
I love the now sorry, I'm eating a pretzel. Like every Sunday or now Monday, whatever, when we go live,
Mhm.
I see more and more of your office.
Oh, of mine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm always changing stuff. Like normally I have my like new light like right there on the ground, but it would die by the end of this video. So, or
How
this
long
live
do they
stream.
last
So,
for?
what's up?
How long do they normally last for?
I don't know. I mean, I think I haven't really tested it, but it's this guy right here.
Nice.
This thing, I mean, it's all metal. It's really nice. Came with a little tripod. That's what my camera's on, but like it's got, there it is. And this thing's bright too. You've got, so
Wow. So you just set them up somewhere and then that's kind of what creates the ambience basically.
yeah. So with this one, it's got the tripod will screw right in there, and I just put it on the ground, right there, and shine it up on my wall, and I mash it to do the color of right there, that my light bar. And the way my camera's set up is you won't be able to see the camera on the ground or the light on the ground. So it's just got the shot.
That one picture you sent with like the whole background with like the second light looked way better.
Yeah, I know a lot of people were saying it looked like the old school framing every time. So, but no, I like it. It looks good.
I feel bad. I haven't been as active in the group chat, man. Work has been whooping my ass.
Oh, I was literally working on things right up until we hopped on here. I was like, okay, I need to put this down for at least like a couple hours.
Yeah. It's so hard at my job too because I don't have much time to stop and browse. I can in the morning, but once things get rolling, and then I just found out that my big boss is coming next week.
Oh,
so I'm like,
nice.
Which means
regional manager.
Yeah, which means my district manager is going to be around more, preparing for her to come. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, just and at this point, I'm just like, fuck off.
I'm sure you're over the moon, right?
Dude. I mean, my philosophy at my store is always be ready, anyways.
Sure.
So one of the other stores that she's also going to is I am a mentor for their manager, so it's probably going to be more me going to help them.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Ready. My store is always ready, but it's probably going to be me more going to help them. So, yeah, but let's talk about the big thing. Let me pull it up on my phone real quick. So, Disconnected, Vinegar Syndrome posted a picture of all the boxes for the arrival of the Carpenter.
Okay, I saw that.
And in the background, there are other boxes with Murder Rock written on it. Which is a very lesser known Lucio Fulci movie. And presumably He said coming soon, presumably on 4K in the US from Vinegar Syndrome 1984's Murder Rock.
So I wonder when that would be released then, because I know that they have like a handful of like different Italian films that they're trying to release, at least according to that slate that they had. Was it a couple months back?
Yeah, I probably halfway to Black Friday.
Okay.
Because we're coming up to, when is there a halfway to Black Friday sale typically? May? I think.
May or June, something like that.
Yeah. So probably for that. I would assume.
I'll always welcome more Fulci. That much I do know.
I don't know if I would go all out like whatever the big release they're going to put out is. I'll probably get a standard of it. I don't love Murder Rock. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I don't love that one. So that one I'll probably get a standard for. But my I hope probably halfway to Black Friday. My bets would be, or they're going to announce it this week. Oh wait, oh now Dawn the Disc posted it. Coming soon from Vinegar Syndrome, Murder Rock. Maybe March.
Well, does anybody have that slate up? I don't have it saved anywhere.
Let's see. You talk about the email where they look at everything.
Yeah,
because I know they were talking about a couple like more obscure Italian horror movies that were coming up. A couple giallos they were supposed to be getting.
Supposed to be getting a new box.
I'm all for that too.
I want a new Homegrown Horrors one.
Well, speaking of which, Jordan, this is a perfect segue. Look what I got just in time.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. You inspired me on the last stream, and then I started reading about it. I'm like, that actually checks all the boxes of stuff that I would be interested in.
Dude, it looks great. I know. I need to get it.
So,
what's nice too is at least all the other ones, except the first one, is still available. You can still, I think, pick them up.
Yeah. What I'm thinking is because I was looking through some of like the new Vinegar Syndrome titles. Like I saw that The Carpenter was one that I'm tempted to grab, and then The Possession of Joel Delaney. So I think I might just add those into the mix, and then Forgotten Gialli Volume 5 and call it a day. Should be caught up.
Dude, somebody just posted on Facebook. They got a hell of a deal, dude. There must have been a Amazon glitch, and I just checked. It's no longer up there. The Severin Black Emanuel box set that's normally $200 was $129.
That's a steal.
Nice.
And somebody posted that they got it, and they were like, "Everyone go!" And then now it's back right. It's back right up the regular price.
I always miss out on those things.
Always. What's up, Frank?
What's up, guys?
What's up, dude?
Yeah, that sucks, dude. I was like, oh, this would be so cool for people. Ran over. Nope, $185.
That's just like that American Pie glitch that went on. Everyone got it for like, what, $20
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That was
Where
stupid.
was that from?
Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Steve's background again.
Seeing all the stuff he got. I always admire those your VHSs. What is that? Friday the 13th ones?
I got your Friday the 13th needs covered if you need anything. The only ones I'm missing, I still need, I'm hunting down, I need Jason Goes to Hell and then Freddy versus Jason, and then I'm set there.
I'm just like peering around. Oh, you have the Arrow Videodrome? That's cool.
Yeah, man. I went back to it was heartbreak all over again. I went back to IKEA to see if they had the shelves in stock. No go. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, guys, I'm running out of room. I have nowhere to put these. You know?
Dude, I need to figure something out because we went out today to go couch shopping.
Oh, okay.
When we moved here, we bought a couch that we thought was going to be big enough. It's not big enough. So now we're couch shopping. So once this is done and we get a couch, then I'm going to do some work in here. I don't know what yet, but got to figure something out, man. Space is getting tight.
Yeah. It's
Start selling shit.
All right.
I don't know, man.
Oh man.
So did you guys see the monkey? Did you guys all see it, right? Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Put my review up today.
Hold up.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, you and no one else.
No.
Dude.
Oh man.
Oh, I'm so jealous because I didn't get I don't have any AMCs by me. I mean, you said you found someone to get you that, but
Yeah, I can't believe somebody actually like came through with that. I was like, my buddy Nicky hit me up. He's like, dude, he's like, I got an AMC down the road. I'll go get it for you. I'm like, so I paid like $10 shipping, and yeah, it's pretty cool too. It actually like, I wish the hands would articulate so that way the actual drumstick head would hit, but it actually kind of sounds like,
yeah.
and then this is the 10. So that opens up.
I wonder how long until a company will actually do a working wind up version of that.
I'm pretty sure
because I'll probably get it if it's not
yeah,
$300, $400, $500.
I mean, I'm pretty sure all three of us loved the movie.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Yeah.
The only thing I was thrown off by, and it's not giving any spoilers, is I don't know how I missed that it was a horror comedy because I had no clue. And so I was like, what is going on? And so it kind of took me out of it for a second. That's the only thing that I was like, I don't know, maybe it leaned too much into the comedy aspect of it, but I'm sure if I watch it again, I'll think differently. I was just more caught off guard.
So do you guys know, I heard today kind of the story of Oz Perkins and his thing with death. So obviously his dad, Anthony Perkins, died from AIDS, but he was closeted. Nobody ever knew. And then his mom died in 9/11.
Yeah, Steve and I were talking about that.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what we were talking about. Is I noticed in this movie there were a couple things that I saw. Is that it dealt with death a lot clearly. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that was kind of Oz's experiences put into this film, but also it seemed to deal a lot with the relationships between fathers and their sons. And, you obviously have Oz and Anthony Perkins because it showed the generation as it goes through, a father and a son. If they are estranged, 9 times out of 10, that son's going to grow up and have the same relationship with their son. And it's just going to continue. I mean, you had it with, what's his name? The guy who plays Corey in Halloween.
Yeah.
So same situation with his dad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was. You're right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just a heads up for anybody listening. If you haven't seen it, just, don't want to accidentally spoil something. That's all.
It was fun. I felt like it at least met my expectations for what I thought it was going to be like. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't put it like top tier sweeping adaptations, but I definitely felt like it was, I think we were talking about it. Feels like a nice complimentary piece to like a movie like Graveyard Shift. Kind of in that, like it's kind of its own thing. It's not like nothing over the top. It's just a fun movie,
Yeah, that was what I took away. I was like, that was great. There was no like, no like agenda, or it wasn't trying to tell anything too crazy. It was just what it was, and like, I think that's so important nowadays to have movies where it just exists as what it is, And I saw an interview with him where he talked about like every death has to be cartoony, like a Wile E. Coyote thing. That's what he was going for. He was like, if it can't be like that, I didn't want it. And that's exactly, it's funny because the only time the movie really felt dark to me was with the mom. That was the only time.
For sure.
Because it was such a bad, you know what I mean? That to me was the darkest part of the movie. And then you know, it's relatively early. So like when it happened, I was like, oh my God. And then it went right back to, you know, with Uncle Chip and all that, you know.
I felt like
Uncle Chip, huh?
Right. Because I felt like the tone throughout the rest of the movie was pretty like a little bit lighter. I mean, and it just felt like pretty straightforward as it was going on. But yeah, I don't know. How would you guys feel like that ranks compared to maybe like Companion or Hard Eyes, like for either of those films? Like, do you guys think that's like the top of the bunch, or
I haven't seen either of those.
Oh shit.
Companion was good. It's hard. I put Hard Eyes above Companion, in my opinion.
Okay.
I had such a good time with Hard Eyes.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And I liked it because, and this isn't spoiling anything for you, Chris, but it didn't give real reason or sympathy towards the killer.
No.
Which is my issue with a lot of themes, and I've voiced that before. A lot of movies now, they try and make you, or they try and show the side of the villain, and so you understand, and oh, okay, now I know why you're doing that. I get it. I do the same. You know, they didn't do that in Hard Eyes.
That's the worst.
You know?
I hate that.
And so I appreciated that a lot. I don't know, maybe
like they're all
like
so
the
different
monkey.
in tone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're different in tone. I
feel
know
like if you're going to compare, the best ones to compare would be Hard Eyes and The Monkey. Companion's kind of its own thing.
Yeah.
Like I think if you're going to compare a movie, Companion or like Black Eyed Susan are fairly close. And Black Eyed Susan's like, you know, taking it an extra mile, but it's in that same vein of AI and dealing with how you react around, you know, something that's as lifelike as these AI bots in these movies are.
Yeah, no, go ahead, man.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think just kind of on that note, I feel like maybe Hard Eyes or The Monkey would have a little bit more rewatchability. Like I liked Companion, but I feel like The Monkey or Hard Eyes would be films I could sit down and watch like maybe a little bit more frequently, you know?
Yeah.
Companion felt like a Shudder movie to me.
A little bit. I could see that.
Mm-hmm. I felt like that would have been something that would have been streamed on Shudder.
Interesting. So
but that's not saying much because Shudder has a huge wide gambit now.
Sure.
Yeah. We don't go to the movies too much, honestly, because every single time we go, we have a terrible experience. Like I don't know if we're magnets for it or what, but it's like so I was supposed to be on the Average Reviews podcast last night. And I ended up not because I had to stay at work. So I was at work late. And so I was like, okay, I have to see this movie quick so I could be on the show. So we typically would not see something Friday night. So we went, and when we walked into the theater, there was a grandmom and her grandson was in our seat. So I was like, hey, those are our seats. And she's like, oh, and she like got him up. I think they were anticipating, because they didn't buy him a seat. They were anticipating that the people next to them wouldn't show up, because the rest of the movie, the mom had him on her lap right next to my wife. All the way through the credits, or through the trailers, he was on a phone watching YouTube.
Oh gosh.
The whole time I'm like, even my wife looked at me and she's like, this is gonna go on. I was like, no, it's not. Like, I'll put an end. I'll fucking smash that phone. Okay.
I would love to do that,
dude. And I'm very like, when somebody's being ridiculous, I'll say something in a movie theater. Like, I paid money for this shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's just out of respect too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then right when the movie starts, she takes away the phone. And then my wife tells me at the end that he fell asleep and was snoring next to her. So all she heard the whole time was snoring, which okay. Then all the way up like 3 rows from the screen, we had like 15 teenagers that like snuck into the movie. And the whole time they're up and switching seats and on the phone, turning on their flashlight.
Oh, that bothers me. The flashlight,
Bro.
when they use that to walk or look at stuff.
So then, of course, I get up and I go to the bathroom. And as I'm walking back from the bathroom, I pass an employee. And I'm like, these employees are half my age. I'm like, they're not going to do it. I was like, hey, just a heads up. We got a bunch of these, little idiots. And he's like, bro, he was like, oh, I'll go in there. I'll take care of that. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. I'm like, all right, RoboCop, let's go.
Yeah.
So, of course, we walk in and they're like dead silent. Like this was the 1 minute that they were not. And he like walks down and walks back up. Nothing's going. The moment he's gone, it starts again. I'm like, well, we're just going to deal with it. And then luckily with like a half hour left, they all ran out. But like, that's the kind of shit we deal with at our theater, man.
It's so annoying. We've had a couple experiences. I remember when we saw Twisters, it was really bad. Like there was just people straight up like having a full on conversation next to us. And it's like, come on, like people are paying the money to be here. It's like, how you guys know how it gets. Life gets busier as, you get older. It's like you try to carve out X amount of time to be able to go see something. It's not for me to be, listening to like a secondary conversation while I'm watching it. I could just do that at home,
Yeah. That's why we always try to go like not weekend nights and it's hard because a lot of times that's the only free time you get.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's one of the reasons why I was like determined to go see The Monkey, Thursday night, because there's not a lot of people there. Like I think I went by myself. My wife won't watch those movies anymore, but I think when did we go? When there was like maybe 4 people in the theater. And what's nice is because of when I went, it was a few people, and it was actually a good experience. It was just a few adults, and one guy actually came by himself and sat in like the handicap. Mm-hmm. There was no one there, so I wasn't gonna say anything. It didn't bother me or whatever. But I walked out, and me and him had a full blown conversation about the movie afterwards.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So that was pretty cool. Other than that, I usually like you, Steven. Like you said, Twister, and I had I remember that one. There was like these 2, and that came out during the summer, I think, right? Mm-hmm. So you have all the kids out of school, and there was like these 2 girls, junior high into high school, phone the whole time, on the phone conversation. They bought an extra large popcorn, and when they left, they hadn't touched it. They set it on the floor in the middle of the aisle, just untouched full popcorn, and I kicked it accidentally. Dude, it was bad. So
the last time we went before this, we saw Beetlejuice, and 2 separate parents brought their newborn child to the movie theater on this showing of Beetlejuice. So they're screaming the whole entire time. Just trying to think of like all the shit, dude. The phone and like I'm like, you can't not be on your phone for an hour and a half. Even the people like taking pictures of the screen, like I see it too. Like I'll scroll on my Instagram feed and I'll see somebody that clearly took a picture at the movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like of something. And I'm like, yeah, you're that I know like some people are like, oh, it's no big deal. It bothers the hell out of me. Like I just paid a lot of money to come here, and at movies, the best thing about the movie is that I lose myself in it. Like it's almost like an out of body experience. Like I'm in the movie, you know what I mean? And anything that forces my eyes away from the screen to look down, whether it's your phone, whatever, it messes with my experience. Like, dude, we saw Black Panther on it was like opening weekend, however many years ago that came out. The girl next to me had the LED flash alerts on her phone. So her phone was on silent, but every couple of minutes it would just flash light in my face. So then finally,
it's obnoxious at that point.
I think she realized. So she put the phone away, and then she pulls out, bro, no shit, a full blown salad like in a plastic container.
She
Cracks
with
it
a
open.
bowl.
Bro, cracks it open, pours the salad dressing out, and then shuts it and does this.
Yeah.
While
Yeah.
the movie, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Chris, you have to admire her commitment, though. I mean, that's
Hold
like
on.
9 yards. Like, that's not something that you typically bring into theaters. I mean, I've snuck in like burritos before, but that's like that's next level.
Yeah. I gotta embarrass my wife real quick. Sorry to interrupt. What temp does the tray? Pull it off at 125. Gosh, we're smoking a tri-tip in the smoker.
Oh, the best.
And yeah.
Damn.
Anyways, carry on with your salad story.
No, yeah, that's just what she did, man. That's what she felt the need to do at that time. See, I saw Frank's earlier comment about going early. I don't mind that. Like, I'll go by myself and I'll go early, especially like if I'm off. A lot of times though, like I feel bad seeing a movie without my wife. You know, so
It depends on the movie, though.
I used to be that way, and I kind of got over it. Well, and I just say that because my wife doesn't want to see those. Like, for instance, last year, one of the last, I think, movies where she was like, "I'm done. I'm not watching another movie," was The Substance.
Oh yeah.
She is. I mean, it's great. I loved it, obviously, but the gore and the body. Luckily, she has like a privacy screen. So she opened up her phone, brightness down, and stayed on her phone the whole time because she couldn't do it. So after that, I was like, all right, well, I'll just go without you then.
That was a great theatrical experience for us, believe it or not. Yeah. So Cinemark has they have the big theater, they have the mid-size one, which is what we saw the monkey in, and then they have the little ones. It's almost like, I think it's 5 rows and then the handicap. And then the one we saw the monkey in is like 7 rows and then the handicap, and then you have the big ones. So when we saw The Substance, we saw it whatever opening night was, Thursday. I think we saw it the Thursday night, and I was like, nobody's gonna be here. Nobody's heard of this movie. I was like, this is gonna be cool. It brought out like the most eclectic group of people I've ever seen. Like the people next to us were middle age. I'm like, do you guys know what this movie? I'm like, do you guys know what this movie is? And they were super cool. Everybody was so locked in that movie. We didn't hear a peep from anybody.
That's the best.
It's interesting. I always find it funny to see the types of people that would go see a movie, especially within the horror genre. It's people you would never expect. Like I feel like if I saw us there, okay, I could see that. But like you said, sometimes you get like people in their 70s going to see the movie. You're like, this is not a Hallmark movie, but
that's gonna be me, bro. When The Substance 3 comes out, and I'm gonna be,
So I feel like it's that same way when you go to conventions too. Like, especially for horror. I mean, it brings out just anyone and everyone to those type of events. It's kind of wild. I'm like, most of the time I'm usually kind of surprised that there's just people you wouldn't expect that'd be down to come to those type of events.
I've learned though with the conventions that there are certain types of people in the community that I'm always like, okay, I run into this guy. You know what I mean? There's always the guy at one of the Severin Vinegar Syndrome or Diabolic booths at Monster Mania that is having a full-blown conversation with whoever's trying to work the desk or work the table. And he won't move. He's not buying anything. He's just talking about stuff that he wish he got when it came out that he didn't, or he's talking about how much he paid for some out-of-print title, and the poor person at the table is just trying to make sales.
They can't go anywhere.
He's just standing in front of the table doing that. And my other thing, when I go to Monster Mania, is always I always have a moment where I'll just stare at someone and I'm like, what the fuck are you? What the what is going on? It brings out some weird people, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I always just wonder. You guys ever see there's people where they'll bring full blown utility carts full of stuff that they're getting signed. I'm like, where do you get the money for this? You know, this habit, like physical media, is expensive as is. Where do you get the money to be able to do this on top of it? You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Well, I think
Well,
most
I've
people like
never
sellers.
I've never been to a convention.
Oh, it's
I've
so
always
much.
wanted to go. Yeah, I mean, the closest one to me would be like Sacramento. There's a sometimes have conventions, but the closest one would be like San Diego for me.
Mhm.
And
How far
that's
is that
like
gonna go?
San Diego, probably like 8 or 9 hours.
Ooh.
And it's still in California. That's what's crazy.
It's a hike, man.
Dude, I know. So, but what I think is crazy is people have the time and resources to be building all those like costumes they come in.
Oh, the cosplay.
Like I wish I was that talented to do some of that stuff.
I'm stressing because we have a town Halloween block party every year, like a couple days before Halloween. And this year I want to go as Doug Dimmadome or Doug Dimmadale. And I want the 6 foot tall like top hat. And I'm trying to figure out how to build a 6 foot tall top hat.
Dude, just reach out to Instagram. Clearly, you've got people.
Have you ever seen my followers, bro? No.
Well, they got they got you the. No, I'm saying because they got you the popcorn bucket. Might be someone out there.
Bro, that was
true.
so
Chris, you got pull now.
Bro, that was so sick. The fact that somebody actually, I will say, dude, I was actually pretty surprised. I had like 15 people hit me up and they're like, "Yeah, bro, I'll check for you." I'm like, man, I got this community, man. This is cool.
Hold up. So right here, they brought up an awesome topic that I think would be really cool.
Oh, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Wouldn't that be cool? I could see maybe like hear me out, Scream in the movie, one of the Screams, but they do a reunion of where they're Stab movies, and that gets somehow involved at a convention for Stab.
Yeah, it would have to be completely unrealistic because
of course,
when you do go to a horror convention, you don't have room to. There is no privacy.
Oh no, not at all.
Where you go at any time, dude. Like it's so.
I'm just saying, it'd be cool though.
It would be so cool. You'd have to be like pulled into a non-functional part of the facility. You know what I mean?
It would be similar to a Trap.
Oh.
How they're at the concert and he was able to pull them into like the back alleys, the employees only sections, stuff like that.
Yeah. Dude, conventions, especially ours. So we're still thinking about going to Monster Mania in a couple weeks because I took off for it. Sorry, I had to take some cocaine real quick.
Oh my god!
And we're still thinking about going, and it's such a tight, like you're at one point it'll take you. I would say the hallway is probably 400 feet from one side to the next before you get in a convention hall, and they'll line up. For some reason, that's where they put Diabolic. They'll put Fright Rags, Trauma. They put like these massive drawers in this hallway. And dude, it'll get to a point where you feel bad for looking at the table because of the line of people trying to get by you. It's insane how packed it is, dude.
Do you ever feel like some of them are kind of like I've been to a couple where I just feel like it wasn't organized or like very like mismanaged with where either like vendors are set up or kind of like it just keeping the flow going, because especially with like those more like high profile actors or actresses, it gets like pretty crazy just trying. I mean, you're waiting in line for such a long time already as is. It's not organized, turns into a huge mess.
Yeah, Monster Mania is really good because they do the same setup every single, like when we go to Monster Mania, all of the booths that we go to are in the same place. They never move them. So like we walk in, we go to Vinegar Syndrome because it's on the left.
Mm-hmm.
She goes to the back of that hall because there's a guy who sells the Japanese promo books. I go into the main hall and I hit Diabolic. I go into the back hall and I hit Sever, and they're all in the same exact place. So if you get in early and you hit those places quick, As far as the autographs, that obviously the people at the tables are different, but all the tables and the lines are exactly the same. So like when you walk in, you know where the big drawers are because you see the lines every year. Like they keep everything super similar year after year. So they have it down like a science, you know.
That's cool.
I remember David Arquette when he was there and Matthew Lillard. That line was insane. Just it was like almost like half a day or just waiting, you know. I mean, it's cool like once you get to meet them, but it's like it's such a tedious process. And the only bummer is that if you have like a bunch of signatures you want to go get, then it's like, okay, you got to kind of sacrifice that time in order to get probably like your more coveted ones versus like, you know, maybe like some not as known actors or actresses. But yeah,
I always hear about the prices that they're charging for these autographs are getting pretty outlandish.
Some of them are pretty, like this year, Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis are going to be at Monster Mania. And I can't imagine how much it's going to cost. I would say easily $140 each.
Bring that Thelma and Louise out there and get them signed.
I'm not paying those prices, dude.
No, I wouldn't either.
Last time I paid for a signature was I got my wife a Killer Clowns art book that was signed by the Chiodo brothers.
That's
and
sick.
I think that was like $25 for all three of their signatures. Not last year, the year before, towards like the end of the day, we had left, and then I went back and I met up with a couple friends. And I was looking at prices for Jeffrey Combs and Barbara Crampton because they were there.
How much is that on?
Dude, they were like, I think Jeffrey Combs for a photo and I think it was like $40. Same with Crampton, but their tables were next to each other.
Okay.
And I walked in and I was with my buddy Caleb, and we walked in and I was like, oh shit, I don't have any cash. I was like, then at that point I was like, oh, I got to go to an ATM.
Like, you have the ATMs there that like never work.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there. I'm like talking to my buddy Caleb. I'm standing there. Next thing I know, Barbara Crampton and Jeffrey Combs, they have nobody in line. So they just walked around and started talking to us. So the experience was better anyway by just hanging out and talking for like 5 minutes. Like they were really cool about it. And like Erica always feels bad because the guy from Land of the Dead is always there. He's the main zombie.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's always there, and nobody's ever in line for him, but he's always there.
Really?
Yeah.
He'd be cool to see.
I was like, I should go pay for an autograph.
You know what's so funny though is that I'm almost 99% positive he was there last time I was at Monster Mania.
He's there this year too.
That's wild.
So shifting gears, have you guys ever seen this movie? I just got this in.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I saw it and I jumped on it.
Dude, that looks great.
Yeah. That's really cool.
As far as I know, this was out of print for a while through Umbrella. And then they decided to bring it back.
Nice.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Dude, that looks so good.
Maybe you read that.
Did you just get it in?
Yeah, this was the group buy. This was one of the ones I got, which, Chris, I have to thank you. I didn't know that the little Umbrella J card backings fit inside the boxes. I had no clue.
Yeah, sometimes you have to trim them. Like,
yeah, there's a couple. Like, I think my Caligula doesn't fit in there.
Yeah, I cut like the very minor, you know.
And then I think my Hell House LLC doesn't fit in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you guys, for the Hell House box set, did you guys already see all the films before you bought it, or was that? Did you only see?
I only saw the first one.
Okay.
I didn't buy it. I have mods of all 4 of them.
I need to watch
it. But it's not a complete, similar to the Terrifier, it's not a complete set.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's doing another one. What does it come out this year or next year?
Probably next. I don't even think they started pre-production on it yet.
That's my life goal, to be in Terrifier 4.
Dude, I love those movies more every single time I watch them.
Which ones?
No.
The Terrifier movies.
Oh, dude, they're so much fun.
Yeah.
What do you like, 2 or 3 better?
I like 2. I think 2 is the best of all 3.
I really, really enjoy 2.
Yeah, 2 just gets it. I mean, my only qualm with Terrifier 3 is I think while the effects are still good, they're not as good as 2. You know, because Damien Leone was still doing them for Terrifier 2, and then it was like somebody who worked for him to do the effects for 3.
The salt and bleach scene to this day, still,
Yeah.
it's a good scene.
There's something really cool to 2. Like there's an interesting, like, I don't know, like authenticity to it, where it was like the first time they had a little bit more money, and they were able to really. Terrifier 3, sorry to anybody who hasn't seen it yet. It's been out for a little while now. Terrifier 3, I don't like the jump into the ending scene when she goes to bed, and then all of a sudden you wake up and the brother's dead, the dad's dead. It felt like a lot of missing time. You know what I mean?
I'd have to rewatch it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've only saw it the one time, like in theater.
Yeah, she goes to bed, and then all of a sudden she wakes up, and she goes downstairs, and the dad is butchered on the wall. The brother's dead.
That's right.
It felt like there was a lot of missing, I don't know, stuff leading up to it. So 2, that build up to the ending is so cool. Like the fight between them, everything with her falling into the hole. Like it felt so cool. Terrifier 3 felt like they reached a point and they were like, oh shit, we have a lot we have to tell. We could just have her go to bed and wake up and all this stuff has happened. You know what I mean?
What do you guys think about Terrifier 4? Because I know we just talked about it, about them exploring Art's origins.
I don't feel like you need to. I mean, unless it's really that integral to like the story, but
they're probably gonna. I mean, he kind of almost has to, just because he did that weird scene in 3. Yeah, you guys remember, it was like that medieval flashback that had like that demon in there and all that stuff. So that's something with it.
I don't think I mind as much knowing that there has been a layout for this, like pretty much since the beginning. Like, I feel like we've been flashed teases of it. So it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, we don't know where to go from here, so we'll go into the origin. I feel like the origin was always going to be revealed. And it just,
I would be okay if they pulled like a Joker thing where they show different origins, which we don't know where he really came from, but it's just, there's rumors of origins for Art. I think that would be a good way to go, because if you gave him a solid origin, I don't know. I think it would take away from, I don't know, maybe it won't.
To me, I can see it kind of being like a Pennywise thing, where like this is just a form of something, because Pennywise, well, if you've never read the book,
just fear itself, isn't he?
Yeah.
But no,
he's
an entity, and Pennywise is just one of his forms.
That's right. Well, I haven't read the book, but like that makes sense, because even in the movies, he transforms into whatever you're scared of.
Book is amazing.
And
Chris,
that's
you read the book, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
That's why in the beginning of it, they focus on it more in the new ones in chapter 1. That's why, and when he's in the sewer grate, he says like, meet Pennywise, and you see him like think about it, and he's like, yeah, Pennywise, because he temporarily forgets what form he's in, because he's not one thing. He's actually a bunch of different things. He's actually an endless amount of things, technically. But yeah, that was a kind of brief glimpse into like, this is just one of his forms. And for a brief second, he kind of questioned what form he was in. So it's like those little details that they add. That's why I love. How do you guys feel about it, chapter 2 versus 1? Because a lot of people don't like 2, and I loved it, chapter 2.
The only thing with 2 was the ending. I thought was kind of corny. And now it may have followed the book exactly, so I have no reference, but Was it in 2 when they were kind of just throwing names at him, and that's
Yeah.
how they defeated him? I don't know. It just seemed like it didn't translate well for me.
It's a hard story to end.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you, the mirror room in that kind of funhouse scene, that was a good scene.
With
I
him
enjoyed that.
slamming his head.
Yes.
Yeah. Those movies, to me, I remember I saw the first one in theaters 5 times.
Oh,
Because
wow.
I went by myself and I saw it, and then I took a friend, and then I took my sister, and then I went again with another group of people, and then I saw, because this was 2017, so that movie felt like an event. Everybody knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
It felt huge. Bad theatrical experience. The second or third time I saw it in theaters, there was a bunch of kids in the corner of the theater messing around, and somebody went and got the manager, and the manager brought security in, but instead of handling it outside the theater while the movie was playing, they just argued with them in the theater. And then It Chapter 2, it's a hard story. When you get to like the last quarter of that book, it's a really difficult story to try to resolve. You know what I mean?
Would you say that some Stephen King? I feel like there's some Stephen King stories that are just hard to adapt to film because there a lot of his books are just so detail oriented. It's a lot of like world building. I feel like to translate that to film sometimes gets a little bit like parts or aspects of it. I feel like can get lost in it. But
that's why the TV series, the TV movie for The Shining was, was not that great. But everyone, Stanley Kubrick's one is the one that's preferred, obviously. And, it makes sense that Stephen King prefers the TV one because that's the closest one to his book.
Yeah, even like Needful Things, if you watch the TV one, the 190-minute cut, like that's a really good way. I actually think the best is Rose Red. I think that's the best adaptation TV because I think it's like 700 minutes. How long is this? 254 minutes.
Okay. I'll check it out.
You've never seen Rose Red?
So, of course I will. The next It Follows movie.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I'm really excited about that.
Just another
Second Sight will have to do an It Follows 2 limited edition.
It Followed?
Yeah.
What do you think It Follows 2 is gonna like? What's the plot gonna be?
I have no clue.
Did you guys feel like it needed a sequel? Like that was like it felt like a very self-contained story. I don't know. I guess it depends what direction they decide to go in.
Yeah. I mean
you could do a sequel for anything. It doesn't mean it's going to be good. Look at the Strangers. Like with chapter 1, 2, and 3.
Now we have more coming.
Well, yeah, because I think they did 1, 2, and 3 all together. They're done filming.
I'm so good.
I think though, I don't know. I think I forget his name, David, the director of It Follows. David, I keep thinking
Robert Mitchell.
Yeah, David Robert Mitchell. He doesn't have a lot of like. It Follows is like a breakout success, and then he did Under the Silver Lake, which I love, but that did not connect with people. And then I don't think he's done anything since then.
Yeah, I heard mixed things about his second film.
It's really good, dude. Don't listen to those. It's very. I love that movie, and I feel like the only person who does.
I'll have to check it out.
It's like a neo-noir. It's like a comedy. It's very, very strange and very offbeat, but I liked it the first time I saw it. And then I bought it and I watched it again and I loved it even more. The third time I was like, oh yeah, this is.
He's got a new one he's doing. He wrote, directed, and producing it called Flowervale Street. Coming out next year.
Okay. Flowervale Street. Okay.
Science fiction film. Oh, geez. With Anne Hathaway, Ewan McGregor.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so I guess they haven't even shot the second It Follows yet.
I'll tell you something that I'm excited about. Going back to the monkey is that Oz's next movie.
What's his next movie?
Did you not? No. Did you stay to the end of the credits?
So I heard there was an end credit scene. I did not stay. I didn't know.
I told you. I wrote. Well, you obviously
said it. I think you said it in a group chat while I was at the movie.
Oh, well, yeah, you should have stayed.
It was too late for him. Listen, I trust me. Your message was heard loud and clear. I made sure that we stayed after, and I had more questions than answers after I saw it.
Hey, I'm just saying. Did you see my out of the theater reaction story that I did on Instagram? Clearly, you didn't, because I did say I did say in that story to stay till the end of the credits. Oz Perkins, even I think he threw Neon, posted a video like 2 days before the movie came out saying stay to the end.
So with that being said, is that I wonder if that's going to be, because initially I thought it was like, because I didn't know anything about it, and I was thinking it was a continuation of some of those girls from the movie.
Yes, that's what I thought too. Well, and I don't think this is going to give away anything. It opened up with the dancing. And I thought, okay, because in the movie they said they're going to go dancing. So I thought that's what it was. They were at the club or whatever, at the party dancing.
It's called Keeper?
Okay. It looks good. And it kind of, I don't know if it's going to be an anthology. Did it look like an anthology to you? Like, it seemed like it had different storylines, different settings.
There was a lot going on in it. I wouldn't be, I mean, it could be.
There's a plot, like an official plot synopsis that was released about it.
I didn't read it.
It says, during an anniversary getaway at a remote cabin, a wife is left alone after her husband departs, only to confront a sinister presence that exposes the cabin's past.
I'll see it.
Coming out this year?
2025. Yeah.
Yep.
This guy's knocking them out. That's 3 movies in what, like a year?
He's working, bro. Yeah, but if you can do think about it though, it's kind of genius. None of his movies are incredibly complex. Like, you know, they're pretty contained. You know what I mean? They don't seem like they require tons and tons and tons of, you know, moving around a giant crew and locations and all this stuff. Like Longlegs is pretty contained for the most part.
Yeah, Longlegs, the most you have 3-4 characters, and most of it is probably shot. Most of it's shot on that street in a house.
Same with Keeper. There's only the cast of his new movie is 7 people.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
So he's probably, I mean, and you got to think too, man. A lot of times, like The Monkey's probably been done for when Longlegs came out. The Monkey was probably in post production.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
the way they do their movies now, it was. Yeah. What did you think of that Italy release of Longlegs, that box set I sent you?
Dude, that thing is so cool. I didn't look into it. Is the writing in the booklet in Italian or is it in English?
I think it's in Italian. I'm not sure. I just saw the snowy box. They kind of had the house of the snow, and then the steel book. The front has the nun.
Yeah. Let me see. I had it up on Brother Belial. Let me see. This will be fun for people. Let's see what's on. Oh, the Monkey Steelbook's up. I forget which. $48.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Before I forget, Chris, didn't you post that Bring Her Back trailer from the directors who did Talk to Me?
Yeah, Raka Raka.
Oh man.
Yeah, that looks good.
I'm like, sign me up. That looks nuts.
Yeah, it played before the Monkey for me.
Yeah. Same here, man.
I want that cat bowl, that A24 little cat food dish.
Yeah.
I really hope A24 sells that.
That's a really cool. Like, I thought they were gonna. I still think they're gonna do Talk to Me after this. I think they're gonna do a sequel to Talk to Me. But I love how little information is in that trailer about that movie. About bringing it back. I have no idea what that movie's about. Zero clue.
And it looks creepy as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm on Brother Belial right now. And this website makes me want to get into media books, but I literally cannot afford to get into media books like this, dude. They have multiple 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre media books that look so cool. They just posted one for The Cellar. They posted one for Wolf Creek. They have a Caligula Ultimate Cut media book, German media book up on here. But you're paying $49 and you can't even read it.
Yeah, I don't feel like media books have really caught on over here, have they? Or like at least some of the boutique labels that we usually get through.
I think Frank is the main person who's funding media books in America. That dude, but I will say, from what I heard from him, he said their transfers and stuff look really good. I like Cape Light Pictures and stuff.
Yeah, but Cape Light though, the Cape Light ones are in English. The writing's in English.
Oh, is it really?
Mm-hmm. Like the one I just got for Flesh and Blood. Mm-hmm. It's in English. Both of my Cape Light ones are in English. I'm talking about the German ones.
I was gonna show you this. Look what came in.
Dude, hell yeah! Did you watch them yet?
No, I haven't had a chance to. What I've been doing is I've been going through all the Elm Street movies again because I have a video I want to do on it. So I started New Nightmare last night.
Nice.
And dude, it's been so long. I forget. So, what was it? Final Nightmare? Is that what it's called? Freddy's Dead.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think? Where does that one rank for you guys?
I need to rewatch it. That's always the one that I think gets the least replay for me. Not that's bad, but I mean,
no, it's definitely got its own little thing to it, like the video game scene. Mm-hmm. Cracks me when Freddy has control of the kid.
I don't think Freddy's Dead is as bad as a lot of people will like try to tout it as.
The only thing I will say, and just the idea of now he has a kid, which I don't know.
I don't know, man. The Nightmare on Elm Street movies to me were always, for me, it's like 1, 2, and 4 are kind of like the one, and then New Nightmare. But New Nightmare doesn't have as much rewatchability to me as 2 and 4 do. 2 and 4 are just a lot of fun. New Nightmare is genuinely like unnerving.
See, I like 1 and 3.
Well, like 3, I categorize as like more unnerving, so I don't have as much fun on rewatches with it.
Yeah, with 3, to me at least, it feels like a true sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like with 2, they kind of went off and kind of did their own thing, right? They did their own rules for Freddy that kind of went away from what was set in the first one. It's still a good movie. I'm not saying it isn't. It reminds me of like The Exorcist and The Exorcist 3. Exorcist 3 seemed to be the true sequels, like Nightmare on Elm Street and then Dream Warriors.
Yeah, dude, I'm still curious to see what we're gonna get with these Nightmare on Elm Street 4K releases. I'm still shocked that there's no info out.
I am still really bummed, and I was hoping they would have done this, is give us in that set. Can you imagine your own steelbook of what's that? What's the I can't think of the documentary. If we got a standalone steelbook for Never Sleep Again.
Yeah.
Badass.
I don't know who owns Never Sleep Again, though.
I don't know. Isn't it on the Blu-ray box set?
RLJ.
Is it
No,
on that box? I thought it was. Okay.
No, it's a standalone. Or I think 88 Films. You could do Never Sleep Again and Crystal Lake Memories are together. There's like a 2-pack.
That'd be
Or
cool.
101 Films, I think it was, did that. They did a 2-pack.
Okay.
I got lucky, and I got both of mine when they were just like on Amazon, before they went out of print.
I have a question. So, what's his name? Chris McMillan, is that his name? The guy who was at Scream Factory and left, go to Arrow?
Cliff.
I always get his name. Okay. Cliff had said something in that interview with Christian that was it New Line had said that Nightmare on Elm Street is still an active franchise. Was it that one?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out because they haven't done anything with it. No. So is there plans for it? Are they going to continue it? Because you can't do Freddy without Robert Englund. And Robert Englund said he's not going to do it again.
So a lot of times I think
unless they do a movie or a TV show about the dream demons.
Because a lot of times there are these properties have domain time. So like studios have to do something with them in so much time before it can become public or before it becomes whatever. Like you just can't hold on to something that's dead forever. You know what I mean? Right. It's really hard to. So maybe as long as there's always something in active development, meaning they're reworking ideas endlessly. Maybe it's Freddy vs. Jason, which took, 15 years to finally come to fruition. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe there's something in development, but it's not working.
Do you guys want to see another Nightmare on Elm Street? I feel like
no.
I don't know if we need it. That's
if it's not Robert Englund, it's a non-starter for me.
Mm-hmm.
What would you think?
And even if it was Robert Englund, I don't even know then because, I don't know.
I'm scared you would get a situation like you guys remember the movie The Irishman with Robert De Niro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared you're going to get a situation where if you really paid him like some insane amount of money, you'd have him come back. But it's like the way that Robert De Niro moved in The Irishman. I could see something like that for Robert Englund trying to move around. It's like, well, he's obviously not as young at this point. So how well would that even work?
What they'll do is they'll do something like with the Indiana Jones, bringing Harrison Ford back and then, do something like that.
Yeah. I mean, Indiana Jones is, more believable as an old man trying to do, because he doesn't really do that much crazy stuff, but I just leave it.
That's what I leave it alone. It was good for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And let it keep its cult status.
Maybe do something that's not. I mean, I think you can take a Nightmare on Elm Street and rework the premise and bring in somebody new and kind of play with it. You'd have to really figure out, because I know Mike Flanagan talked about how he had an idea for how to do a Nightmare on Elm Street. And if there's anybody that I would trust, it would be Mike Flanagan. But I bet you it was a totally different thing. It was not. It probably wasn't, what people thought.
Just in the world of A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Like what? So, for example, like he's actively doing The Exorcist.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell can you do besides here's another victim, here's another exorcism? Or is it going to be in the vein of Exorcist 3, where it's a serial killer? You know what I mean? Like, what do you do? What do you do with because The Exorcist?
Is it a retelling, or is he's continuing?
No, it's supposedly a whole new thing. Exorcist Believer is the end. Exorcist Believer was supposed to start a trilogy, and it buttoned everything up at the end. So like, what do you do from this point?
That's hard.
So
I feel like what is it? Halloween or like a Friday the 13th, you can stretch those further. But Nightmare on Elm Street, I feel like it's so synonymous with Robert Englund. I don't know if I would really like. I don't know if I
Well,
want.
yeah, I mean, you could do the same thing with Halloween. At least get away with it because you got a guy in a mask there and who doesn't talk. You know, Robert Englund and Freddy are so intertwined with each other. Freddy is Robert Englund. Robert Englund is Freddy. I mean, look at the remake they did.
No,
But
you can't capture that magic. That's lightning in a bottle.
The remake, though, I don't think is a testament to Jackie Earle Haley's ability. I think that was ruined by the studio. His look, they demanded more CGI. They demanded certain things with his voice. They demanded that certain lines come back. So it's kind of interesting to think, like, if there was none of that studio interference, what would Jackie Earle Haley? Because he does a good Freddy. Like, I didn't mind him as Freddy Krueger.
Did
They
you feel
wanted
like
a realistic burn victim look?
I mean, people look pretty. That's pretty gnarly. You know what I mean?
No, and I agree. I completely agree. But when it's supposed to be Freddy, people in their mind are expecting that, and I think it's part of the thing that was crippled it, I guess.
Let me ask you guys something that's been on my mind, because I've been very verbal that I'm not a fan of using hype as a measurement for a movie. I hear people say, like, oh, this movie's overhyped. And I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't exist. You know what I mean? Hype is just the general. You should never let your experience be tapered by how excited, a lot of people are for something. How do you guys differentiate between expectations and reality? Because I never walk out of a movie and go, that was good, they should have done this, and if they had done this, it would have been better. Because that's talking about a world and an option that doesn't exist. You know what I mean? Or like the expectation of, like, I expected this to be so much better. I expect everything I watch to be great. Even Don't Fuck in the Woods 1 and 2, I expected those to be great. But I don't, you know what I mean? Like, how do you manage? I see a lot of people who, especially The Monkey, a lot of people posted reviews for The Monkey, and they were like, I expected it to be this, it wasn't, and therefore I didn't like it. And I'm like, well, maybe your expectation ruined your experience with the movie.
I feel like you can be excited, but I try not to get my expectations too high, even if it's a director that I really like. I mean, look at, I haven't seen it yet, but like for The Wolfman, I mean, my expectations were maybe coming off of Invisible Man were a little bit higher, just because, you've had to upgrade that. I would think that the property should be safe in your hands, and it just seemed like maybe it missed the mark on it. But, it kind of is what it is.
We just saw Wolfman. We rented it.
Okay.
We rented it the other day, my wife and I. I saw the trailers and I was like, yeah, this looks good. I trust Lee Winnell. I'm not saying that my way of thinking was right. I'm just saying, like, what my thoughts were going in. I was like, I think the trailer revealed a lot. I was like, but let's see what it is. And I think we were both pleasantly surprised how much we both enjoyed it, because, again, like The Monkey, when you see Wolfman, it's a very contained story. It's not trying to do anything. It's not trying to tell this very large story. We loved the look for the wolf. I loved a lot of the creative choices. It's when you watch it, you very much see Lee Winnell. It's like The Invisible Man, where it takes its time. It's not concerned with rushing through at all. It's very taking its time. Invisible Man, to me, the only difference is Invisible Man, it worked better because you're playing off the idea of, is he there or is he not?
Yeah.
But The Invisible Man's a pretty slow moving movie until the end. You know what I mean? There's not much that happens until the diner scene.
There's
And
a
then
slow-
that movie really, you know,
Do you think Wolfman would have done better if it wasn't called Wolfman? Same story, it just did not have the title Wolfman attached to it.
no. I think
And the only reason I say that is because I feel like people, and going back to your idea with expectations, people have an expectation of who Wolfman is,
Mhm.
you know, and that wasn't what this movie was. This was,
What?
you know, like you said, something else with the
Especially with the
title
lore.
name on
I feel like the people
it, with the lore.
yeah, the lore and the look, I felt like were the two things that kept getting brought up where, a lot of people seemed disappointed just because of that. But I mean,
well,
I don't think you would want to rehash the same thing for each movie that they put out,
let me argue this though, because it's not the Wolfman.
Yes,
So
it's just Wolfman.
it's just Wolfman, which it is. It is just Wolfman. And the movie's not like trying to say this in the least spoiler way possible. It's not a movie starting a franchise.
No.
You know what I mean? So
Isn't there two? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I think it just is. It tells the story of a Wolfman. It's not trying to be. The Invisible Man left it open to where, like, there was a resolution, but the movie still left like, hey, he's still out there. So the Invisible Man to me feels much more in line with the monsters, the Invisible Man. Wolfman just feels like a very condensed to its own story of a Wolfman. It doesn't. If the movie was like, hey, we're trying to start the Universal Monsters thing over again, I would be a lot more. I'd be like, well, how the hell did you? But it's not. It's just a very contained thing up to itself. You know what I mean? Unto itself, I should say. And I think there's a whole lot in that movie that worked, and we both enjoyed the hell out of it. Like, even my wife is the biggest Universal Monsters fan I know, and when it was over, she was like, "I thought that was great." So I don't know.
I still want to check it out.
Dogs are barking. Yeah, I mean, personally, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I didn't think it was a bad movie whatsoever. I don't know. But I see what you're saying especially about expectations. Yeah.
Well, I think it depends on too, like, what's pre-established. So, like, Terrifier. If Terrifier 4 was a completely different movie out of nowhere, there would probably be some upset people. You know what I mean? You have this story that's set in stone. This is how these movies are. And then all of a sudden you change it up. I get that. People go into a Terrifier movie expecting copious amounts of gore, the ridiculous kills, all of that stuff. Like, going into The Monkey, a lot of people were like, I expected it to be, super scary. And it wasn't super scary. And I'm like, no. But so you're letting that ruin your,
Yeah, no, I mean, I still enjoyed it. Like I said, I just wasn't expecting like a comedy aspect, which I thought I didn't have too much of a problem.
But I feel
like I said, I was just it took me out of it for a second with the comedy. And then I was like, okay. And then as the movie progressed, I'm like, okay, now I'm used to this. Now I know where we're going,
Yeah. Dude, when not a spoiler because it's in the trailer, but when she hits the pool and just explodes, that was probably the hardest I've laughed.
No, I know.
In a movie. And his reaction just going, that's a leg, as he gets out of the way of it. Like, dude,
very Final Destination.
Yeah.
Deaths through the whole movie.
So silly, dude. And like, I kind of miss that tone. Like, that doesn't really, the silly horror movie doesn't really exist anymore. It's everything takes itself. Well, from what I hear of Hard Eyes, that doesn't really take itself too seriously, but I feel like everything is so serious.
It's a nice, Jordan, would you say it's like kind of a nice mesh? I feel like
It
it's
is. It is. You know what it reminded me of? The similar tone to Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's kind of the vibe I got from Hard Eyes.
I don't take Thanksgiving as a serious movie at all. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I enjoy Thanksgiving. That's
yeah, I think Thanksgiving is great, and I think that's sort of in the same vein as the Monkey.
or
It's
you can even say like Krampus. That's
yeah.
another one. It's
Yeah.
got that kind of comedy. It knows what it is, doesn't take itself too seriously. Ironically, all three holiday movies. You know what I mean?
Can I
Yeah.
throw one more into the mix? I just watched April Fool's Day not that long ago,
Mhm.
and that kind of reminded me similar vibe to it. It's not super over the top serious. It's kind of like that got undertones of dark comedy throughout it, but that's kind of how I felt like the Monkey was. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't expect it to be super serious, from based on the trailers, but
Mhm.
yeah, it was a fun watch.
I think with the Monkey, I just didn't know what to expect, and of course, I don't think anybody can help it going in with some type of idea. Here's what I think this movie is going to be. It's natural.
Mhm.
And I think the trailers did a pretty decent job of not really giving you an idea of really what it's about
Mhm.
or the vibe of the movie.
Do you guys think we're heading back into a good direction with trailers? Because for a while they were really bad, and now I feel like we're back in the territory of marketing backing off a little bit more. Because I thought all of the trailers for the Monkey showed just enough to sell
Mhm.
me. Even like Bring Her Back, like that
Yep.
trailer.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like we're
Yeah.
heading back to that time of mystery and
I'm
I
even okay with going back to the idea of Child's Play 2. I don't know if you guys knew about that trailer. It wasn't even a scene from the movie. It was, I
Okay.
can't remember what it was, but you see Chucky stomp on something, break somebody, goes, "I'm back." He does his laugh.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's it. So I want those again.
The perfect teaser.
Yeah. Yeah.
But can I like a counter argument to it would be I saw the teaser trailer to Companion, and that was just enough where I didn't know what was going on with it, and then I shouldn't have watched the theatrical trailer.
Yep.
I was like, why would you include
It,
that
it gives it
without
away,
getting
the big
it wrong?
reveal.
Yeah. I'm like, that would have been an awesome reveal for the movie, but then you take that out, and it's almost like you see it coming like if you've seen that trailer, you already know what to expect.
Yeah.
I
There was only one surprise with that movie for me.
Mhm.
I say just watch the more. It's about the teasers for me than when the trailers.
For sure.
Mhm.
Like my wife and I were talking about that with the trailer for Clown in the Cornfield, which like both her and I are very familiar with that book. We both read it. We both love that book, and the trailer was like it showed just enough, and I looked at her and I was like, that was perfect. It showed
So
exactly what it needed to, and any other trailer from here will show too much. Like, I don't know. Did you guys watch that trailer?
Oh yeah.
no, I still need to.
Yeah, it looks
The
great.
whole I love the way they did the whole with the three girls and they're covering each other's mouths.
Yeah,
And then
that's
his hand comes around. It was perfect.
dude, and that's what's funny too is if you don't follow Adam Caesar, that author, he's a massive physical collector, like gigantic
Okay.
Vinegar Syndrome collection, big Severin collector, and he unboxes that stuff on his TikTok and Instagram and stuff, and it's his background, like it looks like our background.
Mhm.
He is just a massive geek of this stuff, so it's gonna get a good physical release just because it's based on his book and he's involved, but he was the writer for the movie. So all those moments, even like when the kid gets the arrow through the head when the clown steps out, that's literally how the scene starts in the book.
Oh,
That scene,
that makes me excited.
that scene with everybody covering their mouths, that's in the book. Like
When does it come out?
May.
Okay. Oh,
Already? I don't
It's in
remember
theaters,
that.
in theaters in May.
that's exciting.
It's like May
That's
9th.
gonna be cool. Who do you think will put that out?
RLJE owns it.
Okay.
May 9th, it comes out in theaters.
Now, RLJ, do they do their own releases, or do they usually license their release movies out to other studios or
That's
labels? I guess.
that's like In a Violent Nightmare. That's all the Shutters, the VHS. That's
Hmm.
RLJ.
Well, I would love to see a big box set of that.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, the first one that came, RLJE and Shutter are the two on the trailer.
Maybe Arrow, because now that Arrow has that partnership.
Yeah, but
But
aren't those
more
all
like-
overseas?
huh?
I think those Arrow ones are all overseas, right?
Okay. Well, Vinegar Syndrome then, that Shutter line. So
Yeah. Speaking of that, let's see. Where's it at? You said your copy of this is coming in tomorrow, Jordan?
What is
yeah,
that?
Dude, this thing's heavy as hell. Just saying. I don't know if you want to see what's in it or if you want to wait, but this thing's heavy. Much heavier than all the other releases. So this is the newest Shutter, well, outside the ones not yet to be announced, the Shutter Vinegar Syndrome partner label.
Okay.
And this one's called The Strings.
okay.
And
Sorry guys.
no, you're good, man. Just your dog.
No, my dog, dude. Well, Solar Guy came to the house, so
Oh, this cover's sick though.
I like that.
Have you seen it before, or is it just word of mouth or blind buy?
I'm just collecting this line and
Okay.
discovering these. Like March 1st, I'll be on Vinegar Syndrome ordering whatever ones they announce next. You know what I mean?
Chris got me doing that too. So
Oh dear God.
But the booklet in this is gigantic. Like this thing is, how many pages is this? Dude, it's incredibly thick.
yeah, it
I
is.
feel, I feel like that's how, like, I feel very committed to like the hard box TerraVision releases that they have, like the limited ones. I'm like, okay, well, I already have the first couple, so
Yeah, because their first one wasn't it Frogman? Was that the first like of that line?
that and WNUF.
Yeah, so I have those, so you kind of got to keep with them.
Did you guys get any of the like the dancing? What's it called? Dancing in the Dark or dancing?
Dance Guy.
Yeah, I have those pre-ordered.
Yeah, I got both of them.
I have to now.
And
Damn,
then Revenge of the Radioactive Reporter. I'm
That-
hoping to hear something about that soon, because wasn't that supposed to be released this month?
I thought that wasn't that a January release?
Or maybe you're right. I don't know.
Yeah, because Rumple was December.
they got pushed back a little bit, right?
That got pushed back by a few things. Yeah, they're like had to leave their old warehouse, a roof caved in. Then the LA fires happened, and that's where all the stuff got shipped to the packaging. So that got delayed. So it was just one after another.
Ongoing saga just to get Rumple.
Dude, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
You guys picking up anything that's supposed to come out tomorrow?
What comes out tomorrow?
Is it Body Parts? Is Body Parts out tomorrow?
Yeah, Body Parts and Graveyard Shift are officially out tomorrow.
Yeah,
Cruising from Arrow is out, but most
I have that.
You guys already have yours, right? I haven't gotten mine in yet, but
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
Didn't Crawl Space, isn't that coming out?
is anyone getting that? I heard Christian talking about it. I was like, dude, you're low-key kind of selling me on this.
I really want to get what's up, Garrett? I really want to get the Canyons from Vinegar Syndrome or IFC or whatever that sub-label was.
Yeah.
But it's $37 for the standard edition. So I'm going to wait on that.
No, I want that Possession of Joel Delaney though.
Yep.
Really bad. That looks so good.
I'm getting that, and then are you getting the Carpenter?
Well, I haven't ordered it because if I was going to, I would have done it with the strings.
Okay.
But with those seem to be like a main Vinegar Syndrome line, so I feel like I'm good with the copies. I mean, they probably have enough, I feel like. But you're probably going to look and it's going to say like less than 2,000 now, and then I'm going to freak out, order it.
Did anybody get the Revenge of the Radioactive Reporter? Because that's still on here for tomorrow.
I did.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was pushed, but Dinner with Leatherface is officially out tomorrow.
Yeah, I still need to check that out, but I
You
haven't.
want to pick it up or not yet?
For Dinner with Leatherface?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
Nice.
Let's see. Another TerraVision one, Devils.
I saw that, but I didn't. That wasn't part of that hard box line, so I didn't pick it up.
Okay. And then next week we have. I'm gonna pick up Gladiator 2 because I loved Gladiator 2.
Mine, I have it. I ordered mine through the movie room, so I got the UK Steelbook, which I prefer that one better.
We also have.
On that.
Anybody pick it up? Oh no, Crawl Space is next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna grab that or?
I might.
It's only $20. I think I saw it on Amazon.
26.
That's Kino Lorber, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I think it's part of the cult thing.
I just picked up Summer Rental and Uncle Buck. I haven't watched Summer Rental yet.
Oh hell yeah!
Uncle Buck, classic. I'm just waiting for the Great Outdoors. That's what we need next.
Oh,
Ready to go.
Yeah, there you go. Mine's back there.
Gotta be honest with you guys. I kind of really love the standard edition of Trick or Treat from Synapse. That slipcover looks really, really nice.
Oh, that Trick or Treat. Okay.
Yeah, that Trick or Treat. That standard edition. That slipcover looks really good. Really, really good. Just saying.
I'm happy with mine. I picked this up not too long ago. You may go see this in theaters.
No,
I
Azrael.
Something great.
Huh?
I didn't hear good things, so I didn't pick it up.
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I had a good time with it. It's very plays off of this. I don't know if I want to spoil it for you, but it plays off the idea of after the rapture, but it involves other religions and it's pretty dark. It's a good movie though.
Nice.
Enjoyed it.
There's a lot of stuff. Night of the Creeps is coming out in March.
Oh yeah, how to get that?
Don't this up though. Finally. Oh, dude, you were never really here. So good.
I've never seen this.
Oh man,
I watched it the other night. So my wife couldn't stand it. She was so bored out of her mind. She's your average moviegoer, and that's not a dig at her, but I want to watch it again because now I'm always big, like, especially with those type of movies, I want to watch them a second time because now I kind of know this is what we're doing with this movie. But man, it's a sad movie is really what it is.
The scene at the diner.
Yes.
Towards the end, it was always
that got me.
Yeah. That's a
hard hitting scene.
I want to Jordan, when were you thinking about putting in that order for Storm Warning?
Or are you guys doing
here pretty soon. I don't think it'll sell out anytime. I say that and then it's going to. Huh?
Hold me out till next payday, man.
See, well, that's what my thing is. It's funny. I have a bunch of pre-orders, and so I have like a notes app or a sheets app where I have everything. Okay, I know this is going to run here, so I kind of have to. I have like a whole system. So as long as it fits in that system, I'm good to go.
Yeah, it's still available. I was just trying to see if there were any other ones that I
want to get Shudder. That it's now Umbrella seems to be jumping into it's like Thai horror.
Hell yeah.
And that box set I'm interested in, the Thai horror box set. And then that French extreme horror box set. I don't know. I go back and forth with that one. I can't decide if I want that or not.
Yeah, that's how I was really excited. Like I was really hoping for a standalone High Tension.
But yeah. I will say though, with this coming out, them kind of redoing this, from my understanding, they redid this like they did with Late Night with the Devil. I have high hopes. Now they're doing. Actually, I don't know if they will because now it's in the box set. I was hoping they would do a Martyrs and bring that back.
Oh, please! That's why I was hoping that announcement was.
But I don't know if they're going to do that because now they're just putting it in this box set.
And how much is that? Isn't that thing like $75?
Something like that for movies.
I was literally just looking at it.
Yeah, $75. I don't.
I know you're not into this, Chris, but I got this too, and this came in today.
That's cool.
That's what I was just about to bring up.
I love the sideways slipcovers in that.
Damn it!
Dude. Wait, did you get it?
No, I just watched unboxings of it.
Oh, Steven?
No.
Did you pick it up?
Scare me. Damn it! Here we are again. Last week it was Homegrown Horrors. Now it's this.
It looks good, and in I think Dollman and Dollman versus Demonic Toys, they've got posters for like the Ozploitation rarities. There's a poster in that for that. I mean, there's a
Don't do this to me, please.
Those are
pretty cool
sets I wish I got were the Ozploitation rarity sets. I wish
this came in today.
Nice.
And then I've heard good things about this, but I haven't seen it.
What is that?
I've heard
Bird Eater.
Never heard of it.
Heard good things. I don't know anything about it though.
I always like to pick these up, especially if I try to hit that free shipping because these are only like $20. They're slip covers.
Yeah.
Do you guys, speaking of the full moon box set, do you think that there's gonna be a second one?
I talked about that in my video because am I crazy? Because I feel like on the list I thought I saw them say volume 1.
I'm looking at it.
But it doesn't say it on the box.
Oh, no way. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't say it. Does it say it on the website?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm wondering is what films could be included with that potentially, because
it's more Charles Band films. I don't know.
Dude, sign me up.
My wife.
I don't know
if it's.
I love the color.
Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys. That's like her favorite.
Which one?
Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys.
Oh, okay, dude. I almost picked up that Puppet Master set that they had for their Valentine's Day sale for what was it? Who put Puppet Master out?
Full Moon.
Yeah, their website they had for it was like $50 for all the Puppet Master movies on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I did see that.
That looks cool.
I don't know. Yeah, like that looks awesome, dude.
And here's the back.
I'm trying to find somebody local to me posted 265 horror Blu-rays for $300.
Jeez.
And I was so tempted.
That's not a bad deal.
There was like half of them I needed. The other half, I was like, I could probably just sell.
I found this guy. He was selling Body Melt.
Okay.
The one you sent me, Chris.
Yeah.
And I reached out to him. I said, "Hey, are you willing to sell just the slipcover?" He's like, "Yeah, $15."
Damn.
I was like, "Hell yeah!" So I jumped on it. It was a scam.
Oof.
Well, so I did the goods and services, thankfully. And I was like, "Hey, man, when are you gonna ship that out?" Because it'd been like 2 or 3 days. And he goes, "I'm locked out of my PayPal." I'm like, this guy.
This guy.
I know.
Fucking people, dude. Honestly, bro, if it was up to me, death penalty, dude.
Oh my god.
Like,
that's harsh, but I agree.
Yeah, I know. It's like it is harsh, and I know it is, but also like, come on, dude.
How long did it take for the your umbrella order? Did that take a couple weeks?
When did I place the order? I could tell you right now.
Man,
I feel like I've had really good luck with Umbrella. And unfortunately, some people really haven't. I say that. And my next pre-order that I have with
don't say that. Don't say it, dude. Don't talk about
what do I have? What do I have in it? Daybreakers and Hardware.
Okay.
That'll probably get delayed and messed up.
Because I know
Yeah,
the
I don't.
House of the Devil and Terrifier took. I mean, it takes a little bit for them to get over here. It feels like.
So I placed this order on February 7th. So about 3 weeks.
Okay.
It's not terrible,
No,
especially
not at
coming
all.
from Australia.
That's true.
Well, what's nice too is so all their stuff comes into the US through LA. So I'm just right above that. So it gets up to me in like a day and a half or two.
I'm jealous. It feels like once it gets to LA, it takes forever to get shipped out to. It goes to Detroit and then up where we live. So
Okay. I picked this up. Humanoids from the Deep.
that's another one I want to grab.
Such a good looking slipcover too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would grab that. Crawl Space. I feel like there's one other one that I'm forgetting.
Are you going to get his other movies, The Galaxy of Terror and all that?
I've never seen them.
The what's his name? Roger Corman films. His other ones they're doing.
Roger. Trying to find. Did this long legs sell out? Or long leg? Yeah, the long legs one. Did that sell out? Why can't I find this anywhere?
I saw it on Amazon Italy. That's where I saw it.
Mm,
You guys pick up Iced?
Mhm.
not yet. I wish I did.
I did. It's a
Well,
fun movie.
Yeah, I watched that Blood Tracks recently,
Blood
too.
Tracks. I love that movie.
and what a couple like good movies, especially for this time of year. And then got this. I watched this on VHS not that long ago, but Dario Argento's Trauma
You know, I have never seen that movie.
was nuts.
Good one, man.
Yeah.
Another good movie for this time of year is The Thing. We're talking about
Yes.
snow and all that stuff,
100%.
which I cannot waiting for that order from Waxworks to show up or get delivered.
I know. I'm
Oh.
still waiting on. I thought Texas Chainsaw Massacre would have come by now, but they said it was March.
Yep. And did you see? I don't know if you. I mean, I know Chris, you do vinyls. They're bringing back into print Nosferatu with the blood splatter.
I saw
LP.
that.
Yeah, dude.
Did you guys get Phantasm from Waxwork?
No, So
I'm so behind. There's like a bunch of Waxwork releases that like Texas Chainsaw I want to grab, Phantasm, Thanksgiving.
The one they did, and it came out a while ago, that if they ever brought back, I would jump on immediately, is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
That would be an immediate, there, no question.
I want Creep Show. I missed out on Creep Show when that was available.
vinyl to me is so. I have a harder time justifying prices than I do, like for movies, because it's like
Understandable.
it's like the Thanksgiving one. I like that score for Thanksgiving, but I'm like $40 after shipping. I'm like, how often am I really gonna?
How often do you even really play your vinyls?
A lot. Anytime
Okay.
I'm in here, yeah, I throw one on. But it's also kind of like at this point, I have, I don't know, probably 25 that I barely get through all of them. You know what I mean? Like I'm already noticing that there's a good little bit that I don't listen to as much as others. I would prefer, like I wish these companies would always, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I got the CD. You know,
Yeah.
I was much better just paying like the $12 for the CD with the jewel case.
Mm-hmm.
It takes up less real estate. It's cheaper, and I still
Well,
get
too, even a lot of these releases now they're starting to put the CD. They have to put the CDs with the movie, like Rumpelstiltskin came with the soundtrack CD.
That's
Mhm.
true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you ever get your extra booklet?
No, so I reached out to them and they said it was a random.
Oh,
They had a certain amount and random orders they threw them in. So I wasn't lucky enough.
interesting, man.
It's all right.
You guys go see this Corpse Mania?
What is that?
I haven't seen it, but Vinegar Syndrome put that out, didn't they?
Yeah, man. I'm excited to check this out. It looks nuts.
I haven't really gotten much in. I'm waiting on there's a bunch of stuff that I ordered that I paid off like through Shop Pay, like the new Giallo set from Cauldron. Like I forgot that I ordered that because it's paid off.
I'm trying
I
to forget
still need
so
to do
gets
it.
here quicker.
Yeah, like I forgot about that. The other day I was like, shit, I need to pre-order that Reanimator. I paid it off like months ago.
Same.
I just forgot that I paid it off. There was something else that I ordered too that I was like, oh, I need to order that, and then I was like, wait, I already paid for it.
I have a few more weeks, and then I could probably pre-order that Umberto Bava set.
Oh man, what do you? Are there any titles you guys are still need to pre-order coming up here, or ones that you guys are eyeing?
I don't really know.
I have a lot of pre-orders right now. It's kind of ridiculous. So I'm not sure. I'm just waiting for the next second site announcement because those I pre-order day one all the time.
So, I'm trying to think, when was the Brood and Scanners? That was
in January.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And it's coming out the end of next month.
How often do they do them? I'm trying to think.
March 31st. Huh? Sorry, what?
Oh, how often? I'm trying to think. How often they even announce new titles?
There was a short time where last year they did them they skip months sometimes, but there's been times where they'll do like once a month. But it's interesting. They skipped a month of announcements, and then they announced. So they did Hitcher. They announced that came out. They skipped them up with no announcements, and then they announced Late Night with the Devil and the Blair Witch Project. But they announced those obviously for what was it, November, December, October, November? Mm-hmm. Yeah, October, November, because was it November, December? Anyways, they announced them on the same day, but for separate release dates.
You think we're gonna get Possession soon?
Oh, God, I hope so.
One.
I hope so.
It's got my list.
I want that. What else do I want? There's too many. There's so much. I want that. Rabid.
Dude, Possession is such a... I don't know if I'll upgrade that one. Like, I love the MVD release that I have. And as much as I love that movie, I don't know how often I'm really going to be throwing that in. You know, I watch that movie once, maybe every 5 years.
They can do, you see them doing a 4K of Irreversible? Not saying they are. I said, can you see them doing it?
I'll pick it up for sure, just to have.
And they're doing Coffee Table too. They announced that.
I still think that release of Possession is my holy grail.
Yeah, which one?
This one. This big furry boy.
That's nice. See, I don't even have it in any format, so that's kind of.
Neither do I.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, well,
it's like a textured fur almost, and then so this comes out like this, and then it's a magnet box.
That's pretty nice.
And it opens.
That's so cool.
And then there's, let me see if it'll. So there's the discs on this side, and then this side houses all of the. So it's another magnet box.
So everything's magnetic on that thing.
Yeah, and then there's a booklet, but a whole bunch of write-ups. There's these cool little art cards. There's a certificate of authenticity, a bunch of Japanese posters.
Wow,
that's cool.
Did you get that when it first came out then, or did you?
No, I got this 4 years ago on eBay for $25.
Oh wow.
And then after I got it, the price blew up.
Oh yeah. I know Umbrella is supposed to be, well, they didn't officially announce it, but they kind of were teasing it that they're doing a 4K, which I think is interesting, of Late Mungo.
Yeah, I heard that.
They announced that, which makes sense. It's an Australian movie.
I've actually never seen that.
I have.
I haven't either, but I hear great things. I really would love the second site release of that, but the thing's so expensive.
That's a nice cover, the Lake Mungo one. I like the art on
Mhm.
that. Second
Now-
Sight. The thing that's cool about Second Sight is when they announce shit, it's like ready to go. Like it's already up for pre-order. You have all the info. There's no
Second site announcements are like events. That's the best
Yeah.
way I could describe them. You know?
Yeah, like every single time they do an announcement, it's like all so prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got their pre-orders. Like there's like 15 minutes before they're up on Diabolic and all that other.
And they're good titles too. I think that's the
Yeah.
other thing is like they're like movies that I wanted to add to my collection for some time.
Yeah, I don't think there's really been a miss that I could think of in like within the past couple of years.
Yeah, the only thing they've done that's weirded me out, which I told you guys already, is how small the high tension box is. That's the
Yeah.
only thing. That release is beautiful. That release is great, but like the box is so little.
Oh, I did just watch that for the first time. I know last time we did this, I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, okay, let's hear it.
I loved it. That twist I did not see coming whatsoever.
Yeah.
When it first happened, and that the twist happened, and then I sat there and I was like, wait, but how? Because it clearly showed her in different locations than the guy was. But then it kind of explains it where that's all through her head. You're watching it, not,
Yeah.
So,
Unreliable narrator.
exactly. That's what it was.
And that's a brutal, like that movie.
Dude, that scene. Yes.
The stair railing
And then take the.
Yep. Even like the mom, I love in the closet with the blood splashing on the closet door.
I still think the most disturbing one was the kid with corn in the cornfield.
Yeah.
That one was that. Anytime that kind of stuff, that's hard for me.
Yeah, that's a great dude. I watched that movie when that first came out. I had the DVD, and that movie like scarred me.
What's worse though, that or what's the other one?
Was it French?
Yeah,
Frontier.
Inside.
Oh,
Inside's gnarly.
Inside's gnarly, but I don't have a connection in my youth with Inside. It was high tension for me.
Inside, the one scene, the scissors in the belly button, just that little.
There's a couple movies that I wish there's one movie called if you guys can find it. I know there's a Blu-ray of it. It's not a US Blu-ray though. It's called Contracted.
Oh God, I can only imagine just by the name.
Yeah, it's called Contracted. It's from 2013. Okay, so it's on AMC Plus with Prime. It's about a girl who goes to a party and sleeps with this like random guy at a party. And she wakes up and isn't feeling well and thinks like she got an STD, but she's slowly turning into a zombie. And the cool thing is that she's the first. Like he carries the disease, but giving it to her is what really brings it to life. And it has the best ending because the whole time you have no idea it's a zombie movie.
Right.
Until the very last frame. And then you're like, oh, holy shit. Because throughout the movie, she starts like trying to spread it because she's not mentally right. She doesn't know. And it's spread at this point through sex. So like she tries to sleep with like her best friend and all this, like and then there was a sequel called Phase 2 that wasn't as good, but those ones I would love a good release for. Even like Laid to Rest 1 and 2. Have you guys ever seen those?
No.
Laid to Rest, they're these really gnarly slasher movies, but the killer is a guy named Chrome Skull, and it's exactly what you think. It's a Chrome Skull mask. But the director is an effects artist, much like Damien Leone, and the kills are absolutely insane. Those haven't gotten US releases. So I don't know what what the deal holding movies up are.
I don't know. I want to see, shifting gears, kind of back to the French horror and stuff. I want to see Umbrella do Raw in 4K.
That'd be nice.
Have you seen that movie, Raw?
That's
the cannibal movie where they go to a vet school.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Who
did put that out?
Second Sight.
Oh, Second Sight did. Dude, Titan. I will never watch Titan again.
I've only heard about that. I don't know.
That was one of the movies that I was so thankful I did not watch with my wife, because I think that would be that'd be the type of movie that would cause a riff in the movie choices.
Yeah, there's certain movies that I have to strategically watch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, definitely. High Tension's one of them. Inside was another.
Yep.
You know, especially those movies. Yeah.
Man, we're on different. We're all on different levels of hiding. I own movies that I have no idea are like borderline softcore that I put on. I'm like, oh damn. I'm like, oh shit. Good thing I put this on at night.
Yeah. I started watching. What was it? You guys might like this. Thesis. I haven't finished it.
I haven't seen it.
So, it's a Spanish film, and this girl, she's going to school for filmography, and she's going to do her thesis on audio and visual violence. Okay. So what she does is she asks her professor for some extreme violent films, because she's going to do a thesis on it. Well, she finally finds this other guy in her class that has this massive collection of these violent films. And so she goes ahead and finds one. And it turns out it was a snuff film. And the person that was in it was one of the students at their school that went missing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's what it's about. And then now it's really cool if you're like into camera, like it's just, they talk about how the guy that has his collection, he like pauses and he goes, you look here, see the lines. This is a digital zoom, which means it has to be this camera. So they're trying to figure out what camera was used to then try and find who filmed this, who actually killed this girl. Dude, it's good.
Have you last night we watched have you guys ever watched any of these Piranha sequels?
Oh yeah.
So Steve, you're familiar with this one?
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but
so I put it on last night, and my wife's like, "What the hell are we watching?" And you know, it's a very stupid movie, but dude, there's a scene with David Hasselhoff when the little kid David's getting attacked, where it does the diopter shot on him from Jaws.
Yeah,
it does it 3 separate times, like. So you hear the kid yell like David, and he turns and it does the shot on him, and then he doesn't help him. He turns around and then the kid yells David again, and it shows David Hasselhoff turning around. It does the shot again, and then he decides not to help him, and then it happens again. If my wife and I are just dying because it keeps happening over and over again.
I feel like it like knew what it was and dialed that up to 11. For that one, because I remember watching. Obviously, I've seen like the original, and then the remake was who's the director? I'm blanking
Alexander Aja.
Yeah, and I remember we watched that not that long ago, because that's the one with in the beginning. Is it Richard Dreyfuss in the boat?
The first one, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, my wife was kind of digging it. We were going back watching those movies.
I'm hoping like one day I could show my wife Caligula. Yeah.
That's another one. I couldn't watch.
Yeah, but the ultimate cut's not that bad. It's not as bad as the other cuts of it.
I mean, I haven't seen the other cuts, so you know we're going. That's kind of the baseline. It's still pretty.
You should watch the uncut.
The wedding scene that scarred me.
Really, dude.
Have you seen the movie, Steven?
I haven't. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so you don't know.
Yeah.
It's.
I'm taking your guys' word for it.
Or when he goes to pick his wife.
Yeah. Dude, like the fact that Umbrella gave that movie the treatment they did is like still unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's absolutely unbelievable. Even like Super Mario, every now and then I'm like reminded of how fucking awesome this industry we're in is. Every single time I look at the Super Mario Brothers box, I'm like, holy shit, dude.
That, Caligula, Razorback, all those movies.
Dude, Razorback is one I wish I got.
I wish I did too.
Man, and the book was huge.
Well, that's kind of why I might pick up that Wake and Fright, because it seems to be like a Caligula, Super Mario Brothers, Razorback. Because it's got two. I don't know, but Donald Pleasance is in it.
It looked like a Western.
It's like an Australian Western, it seems like, but it comes with a hardback novel, a hardback like booklet you would get. It's crazy. The thing's going to be huge.
Looked like a nice release.
Yeah, it did.
Let's see. So it says, first of all, the first picture that comes up on IMDb is somebody fighting a kangaroo.
Sold.
That's the most thing I've
fighting kangaroos.
Makes me think, do you guys remember that movie?
It's literally somebody fighting.
Like, you guys remember that?
And then this is what came up too. Actively fighting a kangaroo.
Do you remember? That makes me remember. Do you remember that movie Kangaroo Jack?
Dude, with Anthony Anderson?
What a deep cut.
The boxing gloves and the sunglasses.
Who was the white dude in that?
It was
Gary O'Connell. Is that who it was?
I think you're right.
I don't remember. One of the scenes that sticks out to me is when he's having the hallucination and he's got a Slurpee and he's drinking the Slurpee and it cuts and he's got a rock.
Dude, I'm convinced that movie was never real. Like, it's just real, like, you know, I mean, like, I know it's real, but come on, there's no, like, dude, that should get the Super Mario Brothers level.
Dude, well, takes place in Australia. We need that umbrella to do a big set with Kangaroo Jack.
Like, dude, there's no way you cannot sit down and watch any of the Spy Kids movies and be like, this is real. Come on, dude.
Especially when you get, dude, Spy Kids 3D and you get Sylvester Stallone to show up.
That is pretty crazy.
And you get a young, what's his name from Twisters?
Oh yeah, Gary Powell. Or
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell, yeah, Glenn Powell.
Yeah. No, he's.
Before we head off, it's still shocking that we live in a world where there's a good Twister sequel.
Yeah.
You know?
I liked it past the opening scene. I could not stand that opening scene of Twisters.
What was the opening scene?
It was basically a rehash of the opening scene of the first movie.
Where everybody dies.
Yeah, she has her crew and she's in her boyfriend. He tries to save her. And it was funny. We went to the theaters and saw that. And after that ended and she wakes up, you know, she's going through the grief of, you know, losing her friends and all that stuff. I looked over at my wife, Larissa, and I said, hey, well, it's a good thing they got all the bad actors out of the way early. Because I couldn't stand it. That opening scene was bad.
I still think that one guy's a bad actor. The one friend, the main guy that she's.
Oh, the guy that was in Hamilton.
Yeah, I don't know from Hamilton, but that guy is not.
I just know my wife just watched that Hamilton.
Yeah, that guy was driving me nuts the whole entire movie.
Oh
like,
yeah,
this guy needs to shut up.
Yeah. The one who's working for that big corporation company.
Yeah. Dude,
yeah,
scumbag, dude.
Oh.
Scumbag.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't he? Maybe I'm wrong. Is he playing Superman?
No, that's
David Cornsweet. He was in that Netflix miniseries Hollywood.
David Cornsweet is in Twister. He's the guy's partner. The kid I'm talking about.
That's that's who I was thinking of. I was
the guy who's has a strong demeanor the whole time.
Yeah, that's Superman. Because there's that great scene with him and the actor I'm talking about, the blooper, when he's yelling at him and he's like, God, I just yelled at. He's like, I'm yelling at Superman. And it was like before they announced him as Superman, so they couldn't that until he's like, God, I'm yelling at Superman right now.
Are you guys gonna watch that movie?
Hell yeah.
You haven't got the superhero fatigue yet?
I'll be honest with y'all, man. That trailer, that rendition of the Superman theme, that trailer,
dude,
that trailer made me tear up a little bit.
The guitar, just
Yeah.
the single line, it was awesome.
That was good.
I'm a Zack Snyder fan. I love what he did, so it's kind of bittersweet and hurts a little bit.
Here's my hot Superman take. I mean, my hot superhero take. I think the best on-screen superhero movie is Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Of course. That was a masterfully done movie. Dude.
It's like a night and day difference from the Joss Whedon.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you this, too. I think a lot of people don't... Batman-wise, as a character, Ben Affleck's Batman is the best we've got, in my opinion. I'll take him over Christian Bale as Batman.
I'll take him over Christian Bale.
Movie-wise, Nolan.
I actually don't. I think The Dark Knight is the only Nolan Batman movie I like. I don't like Batman Begins and I don't like Rises. To me, it's just The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about The Dark Knight. There's something, again, it's like Terrifier 2. Everything just worked for The Dark Knight. Like that opening.
Oh, the IMAX shot
scene. Oh my God, dude. That whole scene is so
The heist scene was amazing.
Yeah. And that it starts that movie off so well, and then the movie never slows down.
Well, even the party scene with the Joker, the big reveal.
Yeah. That's a great movie, man. And then this, like, Batman Begins, you're telling the story of the beginning of Batman. I'm like, yeah, I don't really care. And then Dark Knight Rises, it just felt like I like Tom Hardy as Bane, but
well, that's what I like. What Zack Snyder did is he alluded to the origin of Batman, but he's like, look, we all know the story. We don't have to retell this. Kind of like Marvel, the whole Spider-Man thing. You all know the story. There's no point in retelling this.
Dude, and he, like, there's something to his Justice League that it juggles all of those characters so well. Like, I will never forget the death of Superman scene. That whole, like, them trying to bring him back to life, bringing him, like, that whole scene is so good, dude. Like the Junkie XL Hans Zimmer score for that movie is great. Even like, I love when Bruce Wayne goes to try to recruit Aquaman and just the villagers singing, like that. Every frame of that movie is gorgeous.
The color grading, it reminds me of a Robert Eggers color grade. The way they did it, it's very, I don't know. It just, I've sneezed.
Now I got to rewatch that.
Oh, dude, I have it. I need to watch it. I got the Steelbook.
I just can't believe that because do you guys remember how long that was talked about to get Zack Snyder's version of it? And honest to God, man, for the longest time, I didn't think that would end up actually seeing the light of day. But then the finished product was like, okay, so it's kind of a bummer because the very end of it obviously it teases Darkseid, and I've waited, I can't even tell you how long to see like Darkseid and the New Gods all incorporated into these movies, and then it's like, but it's just a tease, you know what I mean? Like there's that short encounter with Darkseid, and that's it.
Well, and then what's his name? The Martian Manhunter. They did that. I just wish now that James Gunn has control. I mean, look, you're supposedly allowing what's his name? Matt Reeves' Batman to be its own thing, like in Elseworlds. Let Zack Snyder do his thing. Let that be its own thing. If that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, I don't know if Snyder wants to, like return to that. Did you guys watch any of the Rebel Moon movies that he did?
I heard the first one was good, but the second one was terrible.
What was the zombie movie that he did? It was
Army of the Dead.
Army
Yeah.
of the Dead
it was okay.
with Dave Bautista.
Yeah, it was. I don't know.
Yeah, the Rebel Moon, that was like his Star Wars he wanted, because he had talked, I guess. I was watching an interview and he wanted to do an R-rated Star Wars movie.
Okay.
And Disney wouldn't do it. They wouldn't touch it. So he decided to do this.
Was it good?
I didn't see Rebel Moon.
Like, I want to watch. I want to hope that Rebel Moon gets a physical release, but like, if I sit down and watch it, I will only watch the R-rated ones, because I'm reading now. The first one was 3 hours and 25 minutes, the R-rated one, and the second one is 2 hours and 50 minutes.
You know, I've got
I swear
a conspiracy that's all that stuff is I don't know why. And Zack Snyder, I don't know. I feel like these studios do that for a money grab. We're going to cut this, butcher it, and now we're going to release your uncut, unrated version.
Mm-hmm.
Like with this, I have an R version that, just wait, my R version's coming out. Well, why not just put that one out?
He talked about that in an interview I saw. And he said it was something with Netflix. It was their choice to do it that way. I think it's to make people watch it twice.
Yeah.
But like, same thing with like Hateful Eight. Like, the only place you can watch the extended Hateful Eight is on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's like, why is that not out? I don't get it.
That is such a good movie.
I forgot that they had the extended cut, but I didn't realize it was only available through there.
Because it's like a TV. It's broken up into 4 parts. I think it's like a TV series.
Mm-hmm. It is.
So, and I don't know how much longer it is. Let me see. Oh, apparently my dog doesn't feel well. I hate, man. It's like children, man. I get so, it's like having a child.
Dogs are basically like family members.
Yeah, he is my child, man. Let's see. A new extended version. It's 213 minutes, which is 26 minutes longer.
It was definitely a longer movie, that's for sure.
Yeah. It's 4 episodes as a mini series.
Mm-hmm.
See, like, why isn't that out? I don't understand. See, it's IMDb as a TV series.
I want them to hurry up and finish Horizon, an American Saga. I liked the movie. Did you guys see that? The Kevin Costner Western?
No,
I didn't see it.
Is it a TV series?
It was a movie. It came out last year, and no one went and saw it. Which he was I'm sure they were all hoping to go off of the popularity of that Yellowstone.
Mm-hmm.
But Western movies don't do well anymore, for the most part.
No.
And but I loved it. I love Westerns, and so how they did is at the beginning of summer they released the first one, and they were supposed to end summer with the second one because they were both done. And then what they did is they indefinitely postponed the second one, so we don't know when it's coming out.
Didn't he put all this, because I know a lot, he put a lot of his own money into it, but he put like a ton of his property up for it and all kinds of other.
From what I hear, yeah, and I guess this has been a thing he's been trying to get up and running for years. I mean, a long time, and he pretty much funded it.
Wow.
Is it worth watching?
I loved it. A lot of people's problem with it is it's got a lot of storylines that they feel like don't get fleshed out. Problem is, it's supposed to be a 4-part movie series.
Right.
It's supposed to be 4 movies. So it ends not answering very many questions because there's more movies coming.
Yeah.
And people saw it as the one movie and they didn't like it.
Well, there's not a lot of, it is a very old school style. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of younger not a lot of audience left for those
Mm-hmm.
movies, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, Yellowstone is dads, you know what I mean? Like for the most part. that show is the entire fan base is over the age of like 60, you know what I mean? Almost. So I mean, I like Yellowstone. Rip is cool. He looks cool.
Well, we always got Bone Tomahawk.
Bro, don't listen, man. Bone, like it's to me, it's like I feel like Craig Zoller makes movies for 60-year-old dads, like Dragged Across Concrete. If you were a dad, that would be your favorite movie. Yeah. Dragged Across Concrete would be your favorite. I like that movie. I'm a dog dad.
There you go.
I got a cat. I like Dragged Across Concrete. It's like Flight Risk. I feel like if you're a dad, you love that movie.
Oh yeah.
Like my dad loves all like the Happy Gilmore stuff.
What about the
Hey, I like Happy Gilmore.
We're up that alley.
Those, if we're talking about that, that's one of them.
It's amazing how bad those movies actually are, which is pretty incredible considering the talent behind them. You know what I mean?
It's just them having fun. That's all it is. It's Stallone's version of all the Happy Gilmore, Happy Madison production movies. Is what it is.
Yeah.
I feel like on paper it sounds better than it actually turned out to be, because it's like the first one. I just remember the first one was like, okay, it's fun for what it is, and then I remember watching the sequels. I was like, I don't know how much meat is left on the bone for this idea. This is just, I can appreciate it for what it is, but that's about it.
Well, it's like the Fast and the Furious franchise.
I'm okay.
Dude, the fact that that's still going is it's funny too, man, because like for how bad Fast X was, Jason Momoa is so good in it. That movie was terrible, but Jason Momoa, he ruled. He was so cool.
Hey, you know what? The Fast franchise has really good stuff about it in each one. Like, what's the one where they drag the safe down the highway?
That's Fast 5, isn't it?
Oh, I don't remember, but
Fast 5 probably is genuinely a good one though.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That's Fast 5 is like a really good action movie. I mean, I feel like it all went downhill when Paul Walker died. That's pretty much.
Have you seen the behind the scenes for Fast 5, how they did that shot?
Dude, well, I thought some of it was like they had a safe, but the other ones, there was a car built inside of the safe.
Yeah, they built like, it took a truck and cut it like down to basically just the front.
Yeah.
And then built the safe around it and gave him a little like peephole. And so he would drive with the other guys.
But the scenes when it's bouncing, it was like a real, like, I remember I watched something with the stunt coordinator and he was like, yeah, when that thing started rolling, like there was no control of it. Gravity just kind of took it. Like the scene when it goes through the bank, you see it like rolling through they were like, yeah, we were just hoping it would stay where we
Well, that was like, if you watch the behind the scenes of Rumpelstiltskin, when there's the scene with the 18-wheeler and they had this whole stunt planned out and he's like, no, we need to do it this way. And the stunt coordinator was like, well, no, it'll stop. Don't worry. It won't go through this brick wall. And the director's like, are you sure? He goes, yeah. It goes right through the brick wall and almost takes some people out.
That's crazy.
That I love. Like I watch a ton of the Corridor Crew stuff on YouTube. So like,
oh yeah, those are cool
stuff, man. And it's amazing, some of the behind the scenes stories here.
I like their stuntman reacts.
Yeah,
those are cool.
It's amazing how much of it is just like, it's planned out to be safe, but at a certain point, it just becomes, fate that it goes right. Or like,
of course,
when they talk about how Jackie Chan, what movie? Is it the first Police Story when he jumps on that light and slides all the way down, and it was all real light bulbs, it was all real electricity. He cut his hands all up.
Oh my god!
I didn't know that.
And
yeah,
then
neither.
the first Police Story, if you guys have ever seen that, there's a scene where he jumps off of a bus through a building window. He's on top of a bus and he jumps off of it, and he went through the wrong window. He went through like the window after it and like shattered his back and all kinds of other crazy.
Jeez.
Oh, what's that? Before we go, what is that? So the stunt, the Jackie Chan movie I'm talking about, he jumped on it was a giant pole that had all of these lights around it. Yeah, it was Police Story. And he slides down it, and it was all real glass. It was all this stuff. So he destroyed his hands. He did this stunt for real. They got the shot. They were like, "Great, are you okay?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm good." So with his hands all cut up, he left the set and went right to go to work on another set. And when he got to the next movie, they just bandaged up his hands and were like, "Okay." Out of control, bro.
That's crazy.
Me, I get a paper cut. I'm taking a sick day.
Yep.
All right, guys. I'm gonna go take care of my dog.
All right, guys.
So I'll talk to y'all later.
Unreal.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys later.
See you guys.
Bye.